What's good, family, and welcome to the second episode of Kingdom Wisdom with me, your host, Phoebes. Well, here at our safe space, I want to start us off with a quote by the late Miles Monroe. The wealthiest place on the planet is just down the road. It is the cemetery. There lie buried companies that were never started, inventions that were never made, best selling books that were never written, and masterpieces that were never painted. In the cemetery is buried the greatest treasure of untapped potential. That being said, you're not too young nor too old to start pursuing purpose. Hope is not determined by your age nor your background. You can start today whilst you still have time. I know last week we spoke about finding our passions, but today I want to converse with those of us that stay talking ourselves out of pursuing purpose because we're too afraid to start or we don't know how to start. Well, don't fear because we're going to try and eliminate that fear by talking about knowledge. My number one rule is learn something new every day. The fact is, you're going to learn till the day you die. So why don't you be intentional about your learning and gain knowledge about the things that give you life, the things that you're passionate about? Intentional learning. Knowledge is unlike material things. It cannot be stolen, nor is it perishable. It is an asset and not a liability. Knowledge is what we need to master our craft, and it's the only way we'll be able to bring change in this generation. One of the apostles of grace, St. Paul, once said, be diligent to present yourself approved to God, a worker who doesn't need to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. In essence, that means study to show yourself approved. One of the biggest fears in starting Kingdom Wisdom was failing because I didn't know the first thing about podcasting. Then I realized the only way I can fail is by not learning and not starting. So I started the journey of learning late last year, around about August, as I desired for this to be a success. That being said, knowledge is facts and information and skills acquired through the experience or education, the theoretical and practical understanding of a subject. Knowledge is gained through the studying of new information, and it is a rich storage of that information. Wisdom, on the other hand, is application of the knowledge acquired. That's why everything we do has instructions. And it said practice makes better. So if we think of it like playing a game of Monopoly, soccer, cards, or chess, basic knowledge gets us in the game. However, our ability to win will be determined by the amount of time we spend trying to improve our skills. And that's where we'll gain wisdom for the next match. That being said, to all my competitive brothers and sisters making us sweat in a game of 30 seconds, Harukono hema, yo, ema kancane. No one starts a game as a pro. We all learn from our losses. So let's not be afraid of failure. How else will we find our passions? It's better knowing you tried than living in the regret of what if in your 80s. So don't be too prideful to fail. The wisest man to have ever lived, King Solomon once said, get wisdom, get understanding. Don't forget nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Don't forsake her, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding. So don't fear failure. Live a full life in pursuit of the things that give us life. Knowledge is power. You have everything you need to start finding knowledge. So let's start. Thank you for streaming this episode. This is Kingdom Wisdom, our safe space. Don't forget to like, share, comment, follow, and rate.